everybody, we're back again with another Saturday lifestyle video, and today we're going to do something a little different. That seems to be the theme of things lately, right? The change-ups of what's going on around here with our videos and the shop and everything that we got going on. So Matt and I are just going to have a little wrap session here, and we're just going to kind of let you all know about some big changes that are happening around here, and they're all for the good. They're all to benefit you all. So Matt and I both have our notes in front of us here because we want to make sure that we touch on these very important points. So, go ahead, Matt.
I was just thinking, because you made an Instagram post about a little bit of this, but this is so much to talk about because a lot of things are changing that it's really hard to type any of this out in general. My note sheet actually looks insane just looking at it because there's a lot to touch on. So that's why we're making a video, so that hopefully people will watch it and kind of understand what's going on. Because to be honest, a lot of these things that we're going to talk about, we don't really want to talk about. They're changes that we didn't really want to make, but we just have to in order to move forward in a better way. So that's why we're going to sit and have this open-ended conversation about some of these changes. And keep in mind, I just wanted to say this before I forget to, some of these changes might not be forever. They are a right now thing to see how it goes, and we may be able to get back to things as normal as we grow and hire more staff.
Yeah, so these are all positive things, right? But we hope you all will understand. So like Matt said, temporary, right? Until we work some things out. So if you saw my Instagram and Facebook post with the ice cubes, we are putting a temporary freeze on all incoming service and repair work. Now, you guys have helped build this company, and we have helped people from things as simple as oil changes and tires to, all the other cool stuff we do, right? But we have to put a temporary freeze on that incoming service and repair work. And we love it when you guys come and visit and talk with us, but we also need to kind of put a freeze on the shop visitations and kind of the walk-in type stuff. I would also like to say that, again, this is temporary, but this is going to be, at least temporarily, the last Saturday lifestyle YouTube video that we drop for a while. Now, you all probably know that we drop 3 YouTube videos every week, and that's a lot of work for Nick back there behind the camera to get done. And he is also a major part of developing our website, and there's just a lot of work to do. So before I get into all of that, how we intend to move forward here is that we are encouraging you all to make appointments to come visit. So whether you're looking for a shop tour or to get an engine build done or a turbo or a suspension or whatever, we need you to make an appointment. And we're happy to help. We want to help. We're just absolutely overwhelmed at this point with things to do. And thank you all for that, because Nowaskey is growing exponentially, and the demand for our products and services is also growing exponentially. So again, schedule appointments to come in. We need to know when people are coming so we can give you the attention that you deserve and the time that you deserve. But if we're running around here crazy trying to get things done and people show up, it just throws a wrench in the gears, and then we don't want you to feel rushed. We want you to have our time, right, Matt?
Yeah, the time is just, if, for instance, if Jake is at lunch and someone comes in here for questions about quotes or things like that, or looking for a tire or whatever it may be, I am servicing our online customers. Nick is working on videos. Pete is, paying the bills or something that needs to be done. And so the customers can be a little bit frustrated that they can't be helped. And we need more people. We are doing too many things with what we have, too many eggs in too many baskets. So we just want to make sure that when you do come, we're planning on you coming so that we can give you our time.
So Matt, I have here on my notes something that I'd like you to touch on, which the question is going to be, what's the best way to make an appointment to come see us, Matt?
So for right now, I think that the best line of communication is going to be email. We are working on a new phone system that will divide calls to where they need to go to rather than one person answering the calls for all of this madness. But for now, I think that email is going to be the best. And then I'm also going to work on a calendar system that you'll go to our website. I know it's annoying, but again, this is something that we have to do in order to move forward in a manner that is orderly. Yep. And so, I mean, just like getting your hair cut these days, most of the time you got to make an appointment online. So same thing with the doctor's office. So we are trying to figure out a way that is as simple as possible for you guys, but that will keep good track. And so I think for right now, again, email is going to be the best. If you've emailed and you don't get a call or an email back, please do not just keep emailing and calling, because that just makes the whole thing that much more delayed. We will get back to you when we can. You guys have to understand that, and thank you for the patience. And then, like I said, in the future, once we do get the calendar system up, we'll probably do a whole video just on that explains how to use it, so it's as simple as it can be for you guys. But yeah. And I'd like to mention too, so let's say you bring a project in here that needs a lot of our attention or deserves our attention and our time. When we continually get interrupted, it slows down the shop process, right? It slows down the order process. And then when you get interrupted in a project over and over and over again, you just run into more ways that things can not go right, I guess. The communication is hard for us to give you our attention, and things could be forgotten about or something like that.
Yeah, so I mean, again, we hope you understand this, and I'm not going to keep beating around that too much, but again, the exponential growth with online sales and orders and suspension and chassis, I mean, and thank you again, you guys. So,
do you think this is a good opportunity to talk about the quotes and things like that?
Yeah, I think so, Matt, but maybe, yes, we can do that, or we can talk about maybe just a little bit more about the why we're doing this. No, let's go ahead.
Well, so we're talking about shop work right now. So, guys, I have heard that a lot of people in the industry do this, and we never really wanted to do this, but again, we're at a point where we just have to. We get a lot of calls every day for engine builds, turbo builds, full projects, all these things, and we're very excited about that, and we want to help you guys, but in order for us to take the time to build out a lengthy estimate for you, we have to know that you're serious. And why I say this is because I can't even say how many times Jake or Pete has spent an hour or more quoting out this big project just for us to never hear from the customer again. In my opinion, if you guys are looking for high quality work, you want a good shop to do it, it is worth it to pay for an estimate fee. Now, that fee is not just a fee that you're gonna pay and it's on top of your work that you get done. If we give you an estimate, and keep in mind it's an estimate and there's room inside the estimate that's open for discussion for the price to change. But if we make an estimate, you decide to have the work done, that fee is going to go towards your build. It's not like an additional fee that you're paying, but it's just something for us to know, okay, John from Michigan wants us to do a turbo build and a full engine build. He's willing to pay this fee. Let's put the time and effort into the estimate to make sure that everything's there and the estimate is as close to as possible as what it's going to cost, and we can give you the time to talk about power expectations or whatever it might be. And then on top of that, rendering. If you've noticed in the last couple build projects, we have shown renderings of full bike projects. Why we've started to do that in the shop is to test the theory to see if I create a rendering, is the bike gonna look like the rendering? And every single time it looks exactly like the rendering. So if you are interested in having us do a full build for you and we sit down, you pay this fee, we go over all the parts that are gonna be on the project, we come up with a rendering, then your expectations of what you're getting out of the bike when it's done is basically a picture of what you're gonna get. We want to do these things because this is the type of work that we do want to continue to do here really bad. Pete says all the time, if you don't use it, you lose it. So we want to keep customer projects in here to keep developing our skill set as a shop, and that's how we learn about our suspension and all the products that we sell. So we want to continue to do this, but we just have to make sure that we know that you're serious about having the work done, because you would not be surprised how many people call and say, I'm gonna spend 40 grand, and then it comes down to brass tacks and they're like, I've got 3.
Yeah, right, yeah.
So we just have to stop doing that. And the people that want the quality work will understand this, I hope, and I'm happy to explain this over the phone again many times. So
yeah, and this is just allowing us to give you more attention and time. And we want to be the best that we can be. We want to focus on quality. We want to continue to deliver the biggest, baddest, best bikes on the road. And all these things are going to help us do that. So yeah, if you know, no different than when you hire an attorney, right? You have a what do you call
it's
it?
Like gosh,
not a deposit. What is the thing? I've hired enough attorneys in my life. You think I don't remember what it is?
It's retainer.
Yeah. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So what we should call it is a retainer.
That's a good word for that. Yeah.
Yeah. So like that retainer goes towards your bike build, but it just lets us know that you really want our time, and this allows us again. So like if you have a $20,000 budget or a $10,000, but whatever the deal is, right? That like we make sure that we can deliver that precisely to you. So, and again, the rendering, you know, Matt spends a lot of time on these renderings, and I want to touch on that for a second. You know, you guys know I've been doing this for more than 20 years here, and there was always, as you do a project in the shop and you build the bike and it's coming together, like, you know, there's a lot of communication with the customer or you on what we're gonna do or how it's gonna end up looking. But it ends up being like in my head or your head, right? And then as it comes together, then it's kind of like, whoa, there it is, right? And the only drawback to Matt doing the renderings is that aha moment happens before you even start, and then the bike gets done and it's not quite as exciting for us because, well,
it looks exactly like the picture.
Right, yeah. But it's good for you, so you know what you're gonna get. It takes the guesswork out.
And the goal with it is to twist and manipulate the rendering to come up with exactly what it is that you're looking for. If it's the paint style, if it's and then, you know, to speak on that, if we're working with different painters or whatever the case may be, powder coat colors, we want it to be as close to what you're actually looking for, because the idea in your head is different than the one in ours. So that's a way for us to meet together on that.
Yeah, and you know, for example, a full build project, we go back to the time we invest in that for you. So, you know, it could be an hour or two, but I mean, it could be a day or two by the time we do renderings and we get color samples and we line this up and line that up and determine, you know, we do things that a lot of people don't do, right? Like custom next level things. So that takes a lot of thought process on how we can make the bike to the level that you expect. So obviously, you know, you gotta pay the bills, right? And we need to. It's just hard to devote all of this time when you're unsure that things are going to happen. So I don't want to beat that to death, but
I think at this point, maybe going over some of the new website details. Or what do you have?
Well, so yeah.
Or I guess why we're trying to free up some of the time.
Yeah, so what we're doing here, you know, the reason that we're trying to free up time, again, with all the growth, First of all, we're trying to increase our inventory, and that's so we can shorten the lead times for you. For all you guys that want suspension and swing arms and all this stuff, we need to take the time to get our inventory built up, get our inventory system built up. You know, we are getting 150 emails a day sometimes, you guys. It's crazy, and thank you. But in phone calls and all that, but we're struggling to communicate with everybody in a timely fashion. So we're improving our customer service. We also are trying to work on new product development. You guys, there's so many things. We have a whiteboard full of new suspension products that we want to develop and stuff, but we're continuing to put out fires around here. So we just run short on time. So the new product development. And I had mentioned this is the last Saturday video for a while. Here's the thing. We're still going to be dropping 2 awesome videos every week, and this is going to give Nick time to do better videos and us to do bigger and better YouTube projects, things that are more fun for you to see. We're also working on more instructional videos, right? So when you go to our website and you click on a product, there's going to be a video about that product or an instructional video on how to install that product. And that takes a lot of time to make and put together.
Well, I'll just use this as an example, brake packages. Some people don't, in our heads, everybody should know what a radial brake is. And that's not even the case sometimes. People are like, what's 108 millimeters mean? Why is that relevant, right?
Yep.
So we just brake packages, sometimes people need a video just on what it is that they should buy that's right for their application. So that's a video in itself. And then how do they install that brake package that they get? If you get a radial or axial or whatever package that you get, those are different videos, right? And then on top of that, how do you bleed your brakes? Our model is direct to customer. People are not going to shops as much as they used to be. We get calls all the time from guys that are trying to do this at home, looking for videos on how to install our fork cartridges, brake packages, how to set sag, how to change a spring, what spring should I buy? The list is endless and it grows so fast. So our main objective here is to sell products. That's what keeps the door open, and we want you guys to be able to make the best purchasing decisions that you can, and these videos are there to help you. But that doesn't mean we just want to bore you guys to death with product videos all the time. So that's why we want to, you've spent the last 2 weeks in the shop getting it all nice and clean and organized looking so it looks good in videos, and we want to continue with the build projects and we still want to do some of the stunt riding things, maybe some other things next year that we won't even talk about right now. A lot of really cool things that we're working on doing we want to show you guys how much we love this motorcycle community and all the different things that we do, but we got to reel it back a little bit to make sure that we're servicing our customers first and foremost the best that we can, and then some of the other fun stuff will come.
Absolutely. And we are like feverishly working to implement new processes and new systems, like Matt had touched on with a new phone system, and again with the shop reorganization, with all of our all of our online sales. We're servicing people all over the country and all over the world now, right? So we need to make sure, again, the point of this is that our number one priority is you. And we want you to feel good and important and satisfied with what we have to offer. So we want you to have all the time you deserve, have every question answered that you have, so we can help you take your motorcycle to the next level. We're also adding new team members. We're in the process right now of interviewing and working on adding new team members and putting them in the proper place so you can be serviced better. So
yeah, when we really started working online and growing the online platform, the number one thing that we wanted to have was customer service. I can't tell you how many times I hear from customers that they've called this company or that company and they can never get a hold of anyone, and we don't want to become that brand. With that being said, though, we could not have planned for how fast this would have grown. It would have been reckless for us to hire all these people before it's grown to be this point. And so we feel a lot of pressure here every day, and we're kind of like, I don't know if I want to use the word disappointed in ourselves, but we're like, we have to change this to where we're at a point now where we just have to grow. So like Pete said, we're looking for more people so that we can get back to our old ways of we want you to be in contact with us as soon as possible. We don't want you to have to wait a day for a callback, or you're spending a lot of money with us. We want you to be able to call us and get a hold of the right person and get. But with that though, it doesn't mean that we can just hire someone that's not going to serve you when you call. So it's difficult to hire someone that may not know the answers to your questions. We have to find someone that's going to be the right fit for us and for you. And with that too, we've tried to implement new features that also help with communication, like the new live chat feature on the website. That has just created a whole bunch of more work and time. I mean, I sell shocks while I'm at the laundromat doing my laundry at 9 o'clock at night, you know.
Fact.
So it's awesome. We are not complaining one bit, but we just want you guys to know that we are working on customer service, and it's as we grow, there's going to be times where we're maxed out on time and people, and some of our phone calls can be, you guys know, 25, 30 minutes that we'll spend on the phone with someone because they're spending a lot of money. It's not a small purchase. So we just have to have more customer service help, and we're hoping also that the new website that we're working on, the version 3, is also helpful with some of that. There's a lot of questions that we've gathered from you guys over time that we now know needs to be on the product information portion of the website, so that maybe you don't have to call us as much as you want to. However, I still at the same time understand that when you're spending that much money with someone, you want to talk to whoever it is that you're giving your money to make sure that we're real and legit and whatever the case may be. So
yeah, Nick, come in here for a second, will you? Walk back around here. Don't kick the camera in the process, all right? So just so you guys know, like, we are doing all of this in-house, right? We know our website from top to bottom, left to right, inside and out, right? We know all these systems. We're not farming this out. We are tailoring all of this for exactly what you need from what we see. And Nick not only does all these YouTube videos and the editing, he films, he edits, and he works on the website. He was just telling me just an hour ago, he's like, oh man, when I crank on the website, I can go till 10, 11 at night, right? And just go. So that's the other thing. We don't, like, if should we ever run into technical issues with the website, we can fix it internally. So this guy here is also working his caboose off to make it better for you. So Nick, thank you for that.
So some of the things that we're working on the new website is a bike, a garage, what would you call that? A
bike selector?
Bike selector. So you'll be able to put in your year, make, model, and the only thing that will pop up for that is just exactly what will fit your bike. That's one thing. Different filtering options, so everything's more navigational on the website. So if you click on, bagger brakes, well, what are you looking for with brakes? Are you looking for rotors? We're just trying to make it to where it's not so cluttered, to where people can find what they're looking for, and what we have is what we have.
Yeah.
And then on top of that too, we want to be adding more and more products all the time that we know and trust and use here. And it's so frustrating to hear, I've had some people ask for the same product 10 different times, and we're like, yes, we know that product. Yes, we sell it all the time. We use it on builds, blah, blah, blah. But it just takes time to put it on the website. So,
what do we have? Like thousands of products on the website.
Well,
thousands.
we have over 3,500 SKUs or part numbers. So that can mean different variants and colors and sizes and options and things, but there's a lot on there, and it's a lot to maintain. Speaking on that, we're also working on a new inventory system. This has been a struggle for us in the past because, let's just use springs as an example, 115 springs. That 115 spring can fit multiple different products, and in the past, if one person goes and buys a shock for this bike over here with a 115 spring, it doesn't necessarily take that 115 spring out of inventory over here for this other shock, which is a huge problem. And that's just taken some time for us to figure out, to make sure that if our inventory online says we have it, we have it. And if it doesn't show that it's there, we don't have it, and there's maybe a lead time.
Yeah.
But all those products are a lot to manage. So, and I have just taken a sales approach because we've been so busy with phone calls that I haven't even been able to work on the things that I want to work on the website to better serve you guys. So as we get more customer service help, the website will get better. Nick having less videos to do every week frees up some time for him to continue to grow on that side of things, and just lots of good things.
Yeah. You know, and back to the inventory, I don't know if I've said it 10 times already. We thank you guys for all the business, but literally weekly and monthly as we grow, we can't build the suspension fast enough. We can't get it in the package fast enough, right? So we try to calculate what we need and make orders, and then boom, we get blasted. I mean, at Sturgis this year, we sold triple what we've ever sold, right? And then, then we got all of you guys and gals serviced at Sturgis. Well, then that we suffered when we got home because we had to re-up again, right? And so these are really good growth struggles that we're having, but we want you to know that it's the highest on our list, and that's why this freeze is happening and these changes are happening so we can better serve you. So we do appreciate your patience.
I think that's pretty much all that I have. I just have on here better customer service a lot.
Yeah. Well, hey, and you know, I'm sure you don't want to sit here and listen to us go back and forth and beat this to death all day, but like you just said, over and over and over on these lists and these daily conversations, it always comes back to you. How can we better serve you? How can we make you happy? How can you get our attention and our time when you need it? And the only solution we could come up with is to just kind of slow things down at our brick and mortar location here, right? Because, you know, our reach is worldwide at this point, right? And growing. So as we implement these new procedures, systems, and personnel, it's gonna be easier. And you know what? You know, we've run a full service shop for over 20 years, and Matt, you remember when I walked in and sat down and said we have to make a change. This is one of the hardest I'm getting a little emotional right now. This is one of the hardest decisions that I've had to make in a long time, because all you guys that stop by and tour the shop and bring your bikes in for all the things that you need, that helped Nowaskey get to this point today. And thank you, and I care about all of you, and I want that to continue, but and hopefully we can get back to that, Matt, right? But what is it? It's September in Wisconsin right now, right? So things are kind of slowing down anyway. But so we just got to pump the brakes and get all this developed. We want our new website up before Black Friday. Stay tuned for some of that information, right?
Yeah.
But you know, we just got to make our systems better, and we feel like by pumping the brakes on this, it's going to make a better overall experience so we can continue to grow and offer the absolute best products and services that we can.
Yeah, just one more thing that I'll mention is, Pete, you guys, please don't take this as like we're too good for you. That's the biggest thing that we don't want, because that is not the case. Like this has been a hard thing to get Pete to do. Like, I mean, I don't know, because I haven't been here for 20 years, but I can imagine back in the day when you're like, I don't even think I'm going to be able to make rent on everything, and someone just walks in locally and is like, I'd like a cam job, and you're like, you must have heard.
Thank God.
Yeah, you know? And so like Pete appreciates you guys so much, we all do, and it's not that we don't want to do that, but we just have to get to a point where maybe the website center is separated from the shop somehow, or something to where we can again have just a shop that you can walk into and say, I need some tires. Like we want to get back to that point at some time, but it's just Again, we just have to reel back on it, make some improvements, and we'll be back there before we know it, I'm sure.
Yeah, and like we talked about, send an email with whatever the job or the work is in question, right?
Yep.
And we'll do our best. It'll be yes or no, or we have a network of dealers around the country now and here locally. So if we don't, I mean, I understand that you can't wait a month for tires, right? Or if you blow your belt and you have a ride next weekend and we're booked out for 6 weeks, that doesn't help you, you know? So I'm working on talking to our dealers and other reputable shops in the area and around the country that if you call with a question or email with, say you need a cam job and we can't get it done, or say you need, you blew your belt and you need to get it on, we know who the top-notch guys are that can do it for you, right? And we'll be happy to give you a referral to a reputable shop and a reputable person that can get whatever it is you need done. Because again, we want to help. And again, this whole thing is really, it's really hard for me, but it's really exciting. And yeah, so yeah, that's what we're trying to do. I don't know, I'm just getting all emotional about the whole thing.
Well,
so
I think on that note, that's pretty much all that we have for this video.
Right, so this is the last Saturday YouTube video, not the last one ever, right? The temporary freeze on the Saturday lifestyle videos. And we're gonna bring them back, guys, because we got big things in the work. We're gonna get her all dialed in.
Next year's gonna be fun, we'll just say that.
It will be fun. So, thank you again. I'm Pete Nowaskey with Nowaskey Performance.
I'm Matt, Too Slick with Nowaskey Performance.
Thank you very much, and we'll see you on Tuesday.